Hello, today Kenny's COVID Kitchen, we're cooking Zuppa Toscano. It's some kind of Italian soupy thing with potatoes and sausage and stuff. But the first thing you've got to do is get yourself a glass of wine. You've got to reserve yourself a glass of wine, just a little bit like that. And you're going to put that aside. Just like that. Now, here's the first thing we're going to do is we're going to cook ourselves 6 slices of bacon. 4 to 6. I'm going 6 because bacon makes everything better. If you don't like bacon, then forget you. Then we're going to add the sausage into that bacon over at the stove. We're just going to use one pot. I'm going to bring the one pot over. I'm going to cook the bacon in this pot. Then we're going to cook the sausage in this pot. So just hold fast and we'll video that a little bit. So I'm going to open up the bacon. Ooh. Cut the plastic off that. Break the seal off it. That's what I say. And I'm grabbing 6 pieces of bacon. I'm going to chop that up into little pieces and throw it right in the pot. So there's 2. I'm not even using the chopping board because I'm that much of a man. I'm just throwing it on there. Now I'll use a chopping board, it's there. I'll throw that on there. Chop that up in little chunks. And I'm going to cook this until it's crispy, brown. Not like when you make a bacon sandwich. This is what we call in England burnt bacon. Okay? And I'm going to take that over to the pot. Cut. Ready? Okay. Alright. You cook the bacon and cook the fucking bejesus out of it because, I don't know, in America, people like their bacon crispy and that ain't how we like it in England. I like mine rubbery. If it doesn't bend in the middle, it's overcooked. But this is Zuppa, so it needs to be a bit crispy. And I'm going to scoop this out somewhere about the black on the bottom of the pan. And I'm going to put that on a napkin there. And I'm trying to hurry up because I've got a storm coming, and what happens out in the country is the power goes off. And I've got an electric stove, which I don't like. I'd much rather cook by gas. Yeah. There's a couple of pieces in there still fighting me. And then there's about a tablespoon of grease in there. Bacon grease that I'm going to use to cook the sausage. We took I got myself a beer as well as some wine because the wine's running out. Jesus ain't here to turn water into wine, so I need beer. This is hot Italian sausage, and it is about a pound of it. Yeah, you don't need the paper in at the back. Okay, the hot sausage, it's pretty cooked and browned off. It ain't like crispy brown, but it also took the bottom of the pan, a scorched bit of the bacon grease off the bottom. We're going to put that to one side with the bacon, just pour it right on top of the bacon. Let it drain off on a paper towel. And we're going to stage 2. So, next step, we've done the sausage, we've done the bacon, there's a bit of oil in the pan. We're going to chop up 1 large onion. Yeah, there's 3 halves there, we had half in the fridge. And we like onions, so it does boil down, so use up what you got. If it's sitting in there, use it. Why not? Then we're going to chop this up and put in a couple of tablespoons a garlic. That'll be the next step. It's still raining outside while we're making the zuppa, and we're lucky because the one thing that you really have to watch out for in Wisconsin is power cuts, and I don't want to be running into that, not while I'm cooking with an electric stove. I'm going to remodel this kitchen. I want a gas stove, and they're trying to get rid of gas in England because it's bad for the environment. Well, guess what? They didn't save me any goddamn buffalo to shoot, so why should I give a shit? So chopping the onions up, not super fine, not really rough. Everybody's probably always watching when I chop onions. Chop your goddamn finger off. That's what you're waiting for. Because I don't edit, so if I chop my finger, there'll be blood in the soup. Then it'll be worth more. But there won't be any tears in there, I'll tell you that, because I ain't goddamn freaking pansy. Maybe there'll be even my finger in there, because I can chop while I'm not looking at it. So chop the onion up, and I'm going to take that over to the pan. Okay, so bring the onion over. I've got all my meat sitting there. I'm just going to push it in with my hands. I've got it on high right now because I want it to sizzle in there. You can hear it sizzling already. It ain't been that long. I'll take my stove top away. There you go. I'm going to put a couple of tablespoons of garlic in with it because, you know what? Garlic's good. Keeps the vampires away. Blood suckers. Like children. Put that there. And I'm just going to stir these onions and garlic in together. And let it simmer down a little bit. And go translucent. Alright. So I got 6 potatoes here. They're not very big, fit in my hand. There's a tuna can just for Danny. And see how big they are? That's for you, Danny. I'm going to slice these up. I'm going to cut them down the middle. Ouch. And I'm going to slice them about 1/4 inch thick. Alright, this one's a little bit bigger, but yeah, I'm not going to do much more with it than that. And these are going to go into the pot as soon as I've cut them. And it shouldn't take more than a few minutes because that's all I want my pot over there simmering for. Thicker. Oh, that one's a bit thick. I'll chop that a little bit more. Because it is going to be a soup, so you want to be eating with a spoon. You don't want crazy chunky potatoes in there. But whatever. I mean, some people like chunky soup. It's a mixture of what you got. A mixed bag, as they say. And that's a bit of a wider load. And the last bit there. I'm going to take that over to the onions and garlic. Alright. Now, I've got the potatoes. I'm just going to throw them with the onion and garlic. Oh, it smells great. By the way, it just really does smell good. I mean, Goddamn guineas, they know how to cook. Probably shouldn't say guineas. Or what? And that is just sizzling right now. And the potatoes are in there, and I'm going to throw in 2 32-ounce jugs of chicken broth. I'm just going to throw that right in on top of them. And that's going to boil them potatoes up. There you go. When we're cooking, we've got somebody else who does the tidying up. That's actually me, so it doesn't really matter. So 64 ounces of chicken broth just went in with those potatoes, and I'm having trouble putting the cat on. I'm just going to leave that there, simmer a little while. Okay, so the potatoes are now soft. Use a little fork to bring up the potatoes and make sure that they're soft. That's a small one. Yeah, it's firm but soft. And we're going to throw in the kale, about that much of kale. That's about 5 ounces, and it's purple kale. It may change. We've got the kale in there. I'm going to stir that in, and then we're going to grab, it looks like a, holy shit, it looks like a cowpat, orange cowpats, but it's Italian sausage, and bacon is at the bottom. We're throwing all that in there. That is just the orange grease. I'm going to stir that in. Oh, I had a timer on there for something. Maybe to tell me to throw that stuff in. When you're looking at the timer there, I'm stirring it in, and you're basically going to simmer this stuff until the kale wilts a little bit. See the kale? Pretty big leaf. We got this going, and it took about 3-4 minutes. The kale has wilted, but when we added the stock, we actually, this is Tori's recipe, it ain't my recipe. This is kind of her thing, the Zuppa. She said, you know what, you need to add some water into that. So I added some water into it, and put 2 extra cups of water in there, just so that it was a boiling and not so thick, and it should be a little bit runny here. Now the kale has wilted, 6 o'clock sharp. We're putting in a cup and a bit of half and half. It should be full cream. We're trying to live a bit healthy, so add that in there. And now the soup. Just look at that. That is freaking better than a food chain. Where we got the idea from. Tori's laughing behind the camera, but I think that her recipe, Tori normally makes this, I don't make this. I'm just doing it on COVID Kitchen because I love this shit, and this is one thing that she does really well. If you want to spice up your soup a little bit, put some Tabasco sauce in it, that's fine. But me, I love a bit of spicy soup. I don't put anything in this because it's really that freaking good. Cheers.